cut.
Hello.
Well, welcome to the segment.
Welcome to the segment.
Mojo and JoJo.
I'm Mojo, MJ for short.
I'm J2, JoJo. Segment for today is
Talking about work.
right,
But,
something that we're really excited about. I thought when MJ first mentioned it, I thought, dude, that was because we for like the whole week we've been first and foremost we want to give a shout out to to you guys out there. Thank y'all so much. The
views, likes,
it was
and comments. We got a lot of views and
Thank you.
likes and comments.
we really appreciate it.
But yeah, we really appreciate it.
It was
Yeah.
our first foot in the door, and we're just giving it a shot, and not by a long shot, but the way it turned out, it was awesome, and we couldn't be happier. We couldn't be more appreciative. So thank you, and please.
Yeah,
We'd like to hear from you guys again. Come back again.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy, please. Don't be.
Stay anonymous if you need to.
Stay anonymous if you need to. Yeah.
Please leave comments. We want to hear feedbacks from you.
We sure do. We really do.
We want to hear your thoughts. Maybe even thoughts that our conversations may compel you to share. We want to interact with our viewers.
We do.
So,
I personally want to apologize for something that's very hindering in something like this. It's my social media. It's not set up, so which is very frustrating, not just for me, but for you guys as well. It's going to be, but I would definitely like to, stay out there like MJ's doing, without some of his, social media stuff that he got going on.
yeah.
A lot of this stuff wouldn't be able to happen. And I would love to put my 2 cents in there too, because I know how important that would be,
Yeah.
that would attract, these guys out there. And I definitely do want to apologize, but it's something that I'm definitely going to take care of down the road. It's just a sense of hindrance right now that I'm going through, but I'm definitely going to try to take care of it, which is really important. So please bear with us, and bear with me when we get that lined up for you guys, so that way things can go back and forth as fundamentally as possible.
And I don't want the viewership to think they're only interacting with me and not you.
Right.
you know?
Well,
I guess we can make the distinction.
yeah, but still, it'd be really important for
Right.
me to be out there too. Besides that, again, shout out to you guys, man. Thank you so much, for everything, for checking us out, and putting you guys' thoughts in, like you were saying. It is really important for you, really important to us, to be able to hear from you guys, whatever it is. If it's a comment, if it's a like, whatever it is, suggestions, put them out there. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah, and maybe we'll change things up and according to like what you may want from us, anticipate,
Yeah.
expect. It's like I guess it's not just. I guess we want to make it seem like, well, more than just seem, but
Right.
you guys are more. You guys are a part of this show
Yeah.
as much as we are. You know.
Yes, sir. Indeed. Indeed.
So, yeah. We want to cater to how maybe you want the show to be. Maybe give suggestions on what we can do better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, what the topic? The segment topic this week was. You just came out of the blue with it. Work.
I don't think it's just out of the blue,
Well, it was.
Jay. Because you know why?
Why?
Look at the job market, man. And also,
Well, it's not as bad as it was about 15 years ago. 20 years ago, it was terrible, man. 15, 20 years ago, we were going through what? You would say something that usually happens once in a lifetime, the recession.
we don't want to repeat that, dude.
We don't want to repeat that. Excuse me,
It's-
please. I
so-
really didn't.
so,
I really
like,
didn't want to.
Yeah, we don't want to get to that point, right?
We don't.
don't want to get to that
But
point.
speaking from a realistic point,
It's not that bad.
it is. It is not that bad. It's the. Let's just say our politicians have done pretty well over the past years in getting that stuff resolved. Don't you think?
Yeah, last time I spoke to you, we talked about how like businessmen tend to make good presidents,
Yeah.
and we talked about like how Donald Trump is kind of like a business.
It's almost like a proven fact. You got the Roosevelt family, which, you know, that alone is like. It's like a huge monumental, you know, success. And it almost brings a sense of humility when I mention it, because President Roosevelt was hands down one of the greatest presidents that, you know, that ever served.
He's the president that made a lot of jobs for people, right? And then,
But his family was wealthy as well. His father was a wealthy man, wealthy businessman.
somehow. So during the time of recession,
It was
is this 15, 20 years ago?
no, this is not 15, 20 years ago. This was
No way.
years ago. Years. About
You know
we're
what?
looking at centuries.
I'm realizing. we were 15. No, we were like around our early 20s, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah,
And,
well,
yeah.
I was 15, 20 years ago. I was coming
Yeah.
out of high school. I was going to college.
There was a recession 15, 20 years ago.
It was almost.
I was 14, 20 years ago. Oh, are you talking about the housing market crash?
Well, yeah, there was that.
2007.
There was that. Wall Street was like taking blows, man. It was just.
You watched
it was-
The Big Short? Did you watch The Big Short?
I don't think I've seen it, but I've always wanted to watch it.
Easy way to make a bunch of money is like when there's like a housing crisis, you bet against real estate, and then
You just take your chances.
but then like if you see it, like they're messing up, like the housing crisis.
Right.
You bet against that market, easy money.
Yeah, I would bet so too. I would. The housing market is one of those things that you just have to take your chances, because not just from, like he was saying, the things like, it's almost like a lottery point, but it's like there's a sense of high chances of you actually making a good amount of wealth. You know what I mean? But
Make some passive income.
yeah, yeah,
But then it's like a false delusion, I think, of like making income because like because you're buying
false illusion.
because like because you're buying something that holds value,
Right.
and then like when like the dollar loses
Yeah.
value, the on paper
The interest and
Yeah,
interest
the-
rates and all of that stuff just yeah.
the house costs more or whatever. That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong, but
No.
I don't really look into it.
No, no. You're definitely right about that.
So, thanks to politicians,
Yeah,
thanks
they've
thanks,
been
thanks to like people like Roosevelt.
thanks to again this is well, we don't want to go just off the boat and just be like just praising people, but aside from that, but the Roosevelt presidency, hands down, would be one of the greatest presidencies that ever, took
Yeah.
step foot in America. That's the recession was one of the greatest, things that ever hit this country, and that man did some things, not just from business perspective, but from political perspective.
Political.
He did great things. You can't argue with that. And let's say going to Trump, we're not going through, just praising people. There are people out there that have their perspective, their thoughts about, Trump and beliefs and all of that stuff. We don't want to jump into that level of conversation, I think. But as far as again, the topic is work. Work is this is I think it's probably a great time to talk about something like this because you bring in somebody like Trump. What has he done?
Yeah.
What would you say has he done? If something like this gets mentioned, somebody would bring that notion of what has he done to throw in his 2 cents in there, to see what he has done for the country. And you wouldn't argue it. He has done some good things.
Maybe it was the whole tariff stuff. He like broke the habit of America incurring more debt, and that's like a stepping stone toward
Right.
relieving trillions of dollars of debt. Like, man,
But you have to look at some of the great contributors you think that have done their fair share to the economy as far as improving it. You look at individuals like Obama and Biden. They did a huge amount. I mean, you talk about Obama, inheriting something that almost seemed impossible to do. You know what I mean? Everybody was like, for one, who was this guy that's coming in that's fixing to tackle this huge problem? People didn't know if he was going to be able to do it, and not just the fact that he did it, but he went through it. We didn't come out of that stage for a while, all the way to almost to the end of his term, his last term. his second term.
Question.
Yeah,
I didn't follow politics for a while,
yeah.
but what are some of the things Obama did? That's unclear to me.
He did quite a bit.
Yeah.
He
Like name 5 or 4, you know?
5 or 4?
Yeah.
Dude, what am I? The lobbyist agenda?
Okay. Name one.
Well, no. One thing for sure that you don't want to question the Bush era as well. The Bush era took care of this. Well, jumped into this issue. They jumped into it. The war that was going on at that time. So you definitely got to give Obama his shout out on that. The man, again, like I was saying, he inherited a huge problem that this country, was almost, hindered from, but again, that probably would be a vague word to use. But the war is won, and the recession itself, which, again, pardon my French, we really don't like using that word again. But yeah, the economy was suffering, man. The economy jobs were plunging. I mean, what was it? I think it was sitting at like a double digit. I think at one point in time, I remember it sitting at like 13.5. The job rating, it was so bad. It was bad. People were trying very, very hard to find jobs, and it was a bad time for the country, and we had to borrow money, but not just from that. Some of the itty bitty things that he did as well. He, dealing with other countries overseas, I think he was probably one of the best presidents as far as he showed class. You know what I mean? He didn't embarrass the country like, he was very professional about things. When he would go overseas to visit, on what you would call them, those G summits or whatever they are, he showed the true professionalism, which was really important because, but he did some things, and then you look at the Biden era. Biden came in, which Biden was his vice president. You know what I mean? The man just, he just took over pretty much, the same agenda that, that had to be taken. But the Biden era was not too much of a complicated era, you would think. Don't you think?
Biden era? It was more like
it's not as complicated as Obama's or Trump's. Biden's was straightforward, even though the country was almost getting out of.
I think there are 3 things in the Biden era, right? They capitalized on the Black Lives Matter movement.
Right.
And apparently they spent it all on expensive breakfast, right? and then through corrupt means, they provided us free education.
Right.
I have a lot of.
He tried on that, didn't he? He tried. Free education. He gave it his best, I think.
I
Well,
was going through my mental health issues. I was going through my mental health issues.
that's a pretty difficult thing to come out there and just say, you know, you want to help college kids.
I think the Biden era, out of all eras of presidency, is considered the most corrupt.
No. Well, no. There are people that have that perception. There are people that have.
I'm one of those people.
Damn it, man. Damn it. How you gonna jump into that conclusion? I didn't want to put you under the bus like
I
that.
know I was
man.
going through my
bad,
mental
bad.
health issues.
My bad, man.
But
My bad.
my mind was, my mind was, you know, there enough to realize it's the most corrupt presidency, the most corrupt 4 years.
No, seriously, there are people that have that perception that of the Biden era. People can say that. There are people that would probably say that. Handful of people. But if you look at it, I don't think the Biden era is probably one of the most difficult eras that we would have to have dealt with. You know what I mean? If we think about the Bush era, that alone, the Bush era, the war alone was just, and he took something as small as, Katrina. You know what I mean? That stuff was boom. You know what I mean? So
Was Katrina one of the main? I think Katrina was the first hurricane I ever experienced.
Really?
I think I was in like middle school.
you actually experienced it?
Like the outer part. Like there was like heavy rain and like
Oh, okay.
and like like we didn't go to school for a while because of the hurricane.
Right.
But America had other hurricanes, right, before Katrina.
Well, yeah,
I
of course.
imagine.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
There's dozens of hurricanes every year, and sadly enough, parts like that, like Louisiana, and
It's like I've never seen a tornado in the DMV area, we'll get tornado warnings and stuff, and like
you probably get tornado warnings. If you
Yeah.
want anything like that, it's probably going to be somewhere in the
Oh, I've been to like
central.
why stop?
Sorry, guys, it's just
Yeah, the video stopped for some reason.
it just paused. Sorry about that, guys.
I wonder how I'm gonna edit this. It kind of like takes away from the authenticity.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to stop the video one more time because I have to take a break.
We'll get back, guys.
Okay, so we left off at talking about the Biden.
Biden era.
Yeah.
Right. He was one of those handful of peoples that had certain perceptions of the Biden era. Don't blame yourself, MJ. Don't shoot yourself in the foot too much.
Don't tell me what to do. Boom.
You're not the only one, man. There are individuals out there that are just. I don't think Biden did that much of a bad job. I thought he actually did a good job. He held the country to a stable ability, I think. I think he held the country to a very, very stable ability. Not just coming from the Obama era into his era, but both his terms. He did 2 terms, I think, or just one?
Just one.
He did one, right?
Just one.
He did one.
Didn't the term?
No, he did 2.
He did 2. No, just one.
Right, my bad. I gotta catch up on my politics. Politics is not my strong suit.
Yeah, politics. Oh no, like if you're 10% politics, I'm 1%. Maybe 3.
3%, maybe 3%. At least you have a perception, Phil. At least you do.
I can perceive that
Yeah.
the
yeah.
Biden administration was corrupt. They rigged the election.
It's not that bad. Man. It is not that terrible. It's not that bad.
They rigged the
You're
election.
making it seem like it was
I've
that bad.
I've seen videos where they'll take boxes of.
But seriously though, you're not the only one with this type of perception. I don't. No, seriously. I've heard people out there that are saying that the Biden era was like this, it's terrible, it was that, it was da-da-da. I was like, and I'm sitting there like, it wasn't that bad. The country didn't go into like a huge impact. You know, the job ratings were low. The country didn't go into quote unquote again recession. It didn't go into that. The country was stable. So you got to give that man his props. He held the country to a stable point. Not just that, but I mean, look at it. He was trying to help college kids with tuition. You know, that's if he had accomplished that would have been a tremendous amount of triumph for him. You know what I mean? Not just for him, but for college kids as well. Everybody else. But his era wasn't too bad, you know. But going back to
What
to
a
the
topic.
to the segment of the day, the topic of the day, work. Not forgetting to mention where we were. Politicians have done a great job as far as keeping the country stable and with work, jobs, and infrastructure and all of that stuff. All of that that's infrastructure hasn't been bad. It hasn't been. It hasn't been. But work in general. When we were talking about this, when we first, when the topic came up, when MJ came up with the topic, we thought it was an awesome topic to put on the segment.
Work,
I mean, think about it.
fair wages,
Fair wages.
infrastructure.
Yeah. You think of all the stuff that, if you actually sit down and jot this down and try to calculate this or try to critically think of it, you think of stuff like organizing. You know what I mean? You take stuff like simple work, like cashiering. We were talking about this.
Right. Yeah, go.
You didn't go brain fart, did you?
No, I didn't want to interrupt.
No, you weren't interrupting. Yeah, we were talking about this cashiering, for an instance. We're talking about, let's say, trying to organize that.
Like,
The sense of labor that's into it also.
yeah, so like with work, well, initially I was thinking, right?
Right.
Labor goes in, like if there's no labor, are you like really working? So like for the cash register, maybe they should have other roles, like clean up the area.
Yeah, there is that.
That too. But
There is that.
I guess like there's like a intellectual, aspect of work.
Yeah.
Conceptual. It's not just
Right.
hard duty, heavy duty labor that needs to be involved in order for it to be considered doing work.
Again, the segment is generally just work, and
Yeah.
again, when just like I was saying earlier, when you think of it, if you try to critically think of it or calculate it in any kind of way, you think of all the stuff, the organizing and in terms of all of that, the labor that goes into it. You know, you try to generalize it, and you look into the workforce. There's this sense of, the workforce. Let's say the workforce itself. There's this sense of praise that you want to give to everybody else that's out there. You know, that's, almost a sense of shout out. You know, do your job, do your best. We're proud of you. You know, you're doing a great thing. You know, live the American dream. Take care of your family. You know, put some money in your pocket. You know, all that sense of enthusiasm. There is that. The whole generality of work is such. It's not necessarily a complex subject or complex conversation. There's this sense of simplicity into it. You put something like this into a group of individuals and put it as a sense of topic or conversation. There's that sense of simplicity into it. You know what I mean? And there is, you giving out the shout outs, and you think of, how companies should improve their businesses, or what you would do yourself to improve yourself as a worker. What do you do? Or you want to upscale yourself? You want to go back to school? You want to switch jobs? You want to do this? You want to do that? I think it's such a fun topic. It's such a fun segment because
you can.
No. It can be a very broad topic as well, because if you think of all the other topics out there and you put in, hey, let's talk about work, people are going to be like, oh, yeah, let's bring that up. You know what I mean? Let's talk about that. That is an okay conversation to do. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the money. Let's talk about, the hustle. Let's talk about all of that. It's a topic that people would want to talk about. It's not a topic. It's a topic that doesn't want to get left behind. You know what I mean? That, people don't want it left behind. People want to talk about it. But yet again, the simplicity of it is, for us to be able to bring it up as a segment, it's such a cool thing, because, it's expressing your thoughts, which we thought it was a great segment off the topic, off the random. I mean, you think of all those critical things. You think of it from a critical perspective, all the necessary things, the pinpointers, to improve, maybe to even improve the subject matter, which is work, to improve it. It's a very fundamental thing to bring up, and we thought it was a great topic, a great segment. But for me, it's just the idea of it itself. Work for us, work. You think of all the things that go into it. People improving their businesses, people improving their work category, going back to school, trying to make a better life for their families, trying to get just a better job in general, somebody being able to work. It's a great thing. It's a great
I
thing.
can't communicate with her, man.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's a great thing to be able to work, yeah.
Yeah.
But then, are we able to work given that, we live in the circumstances where maybe currently not given the opportunity to do so? Considering various things that may be factors that, ambiguous, make us ambiguous to why it's so hard to find work nowadays, yeah, maybe in future time we should talk more about work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is a very fundamental conversation to have.
yeah.
Very, very fundamental. It creates a conversation.
Let's considering work. If I can have some power in how we're gonna start navigating through this segment.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about this.
Okay. What's that?
So I'm gonna show my viewers. All right. So poverty line, poverty line, right?
Okay.
If this was the poverty line, there should be a line immediately above it. That's
That
not
shouldn't be crossed.
that's not the poverty line. So making ample over that line. So maybe there should be means like government regulation that makes us enables us to make ample over the poverty line, right?
Work and opportunities.
What we should be given work and opportunities to make, also given work and opportunities to make investments, not just being paid enough to survive,
Right.
but to get paid enough to give what someone is worth,
Be able to have a sense of stability.
and also be able to take the next steps, to move up, but then not to stay in that survival mode
Right.
for the rest of our lives,
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the poverty line, right? I wrote here like if at this point or some point lower, something has to be done. So like the poverty line isn't there for individuals to convey that they're surviving. Like maybe like some kind of government should ensure that we're not just surviving and we have opportunities to come up, from, to like a better livelihood. So the poverty line is where we shouldn't be. And if we are there,
That
then
threshold that shouldn't be crossed.
the threshold that shouldn't be crossed,
Right.
and if we are there, something needs to be done about
Something
it
needs to be done about it.
so that we can at least be on that line above the poverty line.
Right.
And also there's a different line where like when we're responsible, when we're making the proper investments and stuff, that's where we may be in the prosperity line, or where
We spoke about this.
we did.
We did. We spoke about this a while ago. This was even in a conversation. Remember when we were having that conversation about manufacturing and agriculture and all of that?
Okay.
This is literally in that sense of. Remember when he was talking about giving people a sense of opportunity, not just a sense of opportunity, but a sense of
Yeah.
stability.
Yeah. So putting it into this context,
Right.
having people that are on the poverty line be able to maybe giving them programs for
Give them a sense of improvement, almost like a sense of makeover. Yeah.
like rehabilitation, change in philosophy that
Changing certain aspects of their lives, to
maybe kind of like individuals that can be of good influence to them and
Right.
change their viewpoint in life and motivations and stuff that like that not only makes them want to get better but
Right.
also enables them to get better
Right.
as they take the initiative constantly and stuff like that. And
Right.
I feel like right now the poverty line is just like ensuring that
It's almost like
it's like some things are so suffocating,
right. It's
It's like
that line is
you're
it's
doing,
literally
you're doing so much just to survive,
right.
and I think that's like an injustice. You're doing so much just to survive. You're doing so much like you're not making the company you work for a billions of dollars.
You literally just going
know?
in and
You're
punching your clock in for 9 to 5.
You're
every day.
undervalued,
Right. Getting in and out without being recognized almost.
Yeah. So I thought, this might not be like the most perfect thing, but
Don't
I'm
believe
like,
him. He's pretty
I
crafty with his work.
I came up with this, y'all.
He's pretty good about his stuff.
Oh, man.
We've had good conversation about this. We have,
Mhm.
and whenever we do, it's just amazing to see how your perspective of things is so clear and so grand, because it makes sense. You know what I mean? It's almost like the struggle that's out there. It's just you pretty much literally just explaining exactly what's out there, what's being, what people are going through, the suffrage that's going out there. People are literally at
Yeah.
that line, at that poverty line, at that threshold every day.
And imagine like if we can like give value to workers better,
Mm.
I'm sure that they are willing to put in more work. That even
If you
go.
give them the right
Yeah.
encouragement, the right investment, right
Uh-huh.
sense of motivation,
Uh-huh.
they would take that initiative to go
Yeah.
down that path.
Right. And then like it'll be a better future for the business. You know what I mean? It's like if you go past the thought of like, oh, more money is going into workers, right?
Right.
Instead of trying to like cheat them of their wages so that you can like inch a little bit more. Imagine how prosperous the whole operation would be
Yeah.
if you take more
Imagine.
initiative towards the well-being of your workers. You know what I mean? So
Which brings in the conversation of somebody trying to improve their business.
yeah.
You know what I mean? When you think of you trying to improve your business, don't do it from
You can't be so selfish. You can't be
Right.
so greedy.
It's not necessarily even being a sense of greedy or a sense of selfishness, which that is there for one, but it's just the sense of intelligence. You know what I mean? If you give your employees the correct path of, opportunity and prosperity, it would create such an enigma fact of you improving your company.
Like it should be a value, nationally. Like every individual should have like a right, so to speak, to opportunity and a
Yeah.
chance to prosperity.
Yeah.
But then like I guess people can be like competitive, competing for competitive.
But yeah, that is true.
Yeah. It's like it's like cruelty
Man,
to like kind of try to stifle someone's chance of opportunity and prosperity, But
Yeah.
then that's like I feel like maybe that's like underlying,
right.
that's like stuff that like
You-
a lot of us go through and stuff. But then yeah, you can't like really anticipate a lot of people to like like look out for you when like
Right.
when things are so like
It's almost like a cutthroat type
Yeah.
of world, but
like when things are bleak, you can't really like anticipate others to like look out for others
Yeah.
beyond themselves.
you don't want to create that type of environment, especially at a workplace. You don't. If you create a sense of environment where opportunity is so vast and so grand, somebody would easily reach up for the sky easily, with just a sense of effortness and a sense of eagerness, you know.
So in this world, I can imagine, right?
Yeah.
There may be tendencies to be selfish or selfless, right?
Mm-hmm.
At certain points, maybe someone will find no motivation to be selfless and find motivation to be
Selfish. Right.
selfish and stuff, right? Question of reason, question of
There's
like,
just bad influence out there, man. There's
Yeah.
just bad influence out there. People can
Yeah.
easily influence you as long as it's like as long as you have the bad intention to do something, you can easily be influenced to just, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And it's like when you think of like trying to like develop an economy and stuff, like maybe you could like think of something that will work in like a perfect world, right?
Yeah.
But also at the same time try to put into consideration the imperfections
Mm-hmm.
of the world that we live in, and like try to find something that works and stuff. And I guess like things like weather, things like human nature.
Human nature.
Yes, I mean like the reason why I struggle to say human nature, I would rather say sinful nature than human nature. Because like
Is there a huge difference?
yes. Because like I guess I make a distinction when I like the tug of war in every individual between wanting to do good versus evil,
Mm-hmm.
and also what enables an individual
To do good. Keyword, enable. Yeah. What enables a good natured person to actually do good, and what enables somebody to do just bad? You know what I mean? It's a sad thing to know that and to see that it's there.
Because,
But-
like, if you think about work, right? You think
Yeah.
about wages, you think about earning.
Right.
And then it becomes a factor, like, oh, man. Like, have you ever seen Dragon Ball Z?
Well, yeah.
This is Goku Super Saiyan, right?
Yeah.
But before he
On
realized,
fire.
before he realized he can turn Super Saiyan, before Goku went Super Saiyan,
Sorry, this went off script again.
he tried to go against Frieza in his base form, maybe, but then
Let me
like,
pause you there for a second. I'm not deep into Dragon Ball Z as I
Uh-huh.
want to.
uh-huh.
I never got the opportunity to, I don't think. It's
Alright.
just, I was too much of a hyper kid that just loved to go outside and just
All I'm
jump
trying,
on.
all I'm
things.
trying to say
But anyways,
is,
yes.
all I'm trying to say is I'm not ready for this topic, and we're recording as we speak.
But no, you right.
Yeah,
Cool dude, man.
cool dude.
Goku, awesome individual.
So maybe
One of my favorite characters.
as we take on this topic, I'm calling Frieza. Maybe that will unlock Super Saiyan somehow.
Yeah.
Beat the crap.
In the near future.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna talk about this segment again, but it's kind of like, I don't want to say convoluted, but like it's like kind of like it's like a lot. that's like, like underneath the rug, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to work, you gotta consider like motivation. You
Right.
gotta consider like, like good character traits like dependability, someone's like responsibility, like like
Teamwork.
teamwork. What's teamwork without being able to depend on the individuals you're working with, and working with individuals that overt responsibility as opposed to like take on responsibility or take responsibility. And so
Own duties.
so let's go from, okay, so we're talking about work, right?
Right.
So then let's also talk about opportunity.
Okay.
Let's talk about opportunity, right?
You're just expecting these people to just be able to see that, huh?
All right, closer.
No,
Look
no,
close.
no. You straight, man.
Get
You
closer.
straight. You straight. I was just messing with you. I was just messing with you.
Opportunity. So so the big question is,
Mhm.
yes, people want to work, right?
Right.
Yes, I bet people are willing
To work.
to put in
The
what's
effort.
anticipated or expected of
Right.
them,
Right.
given a certain wage, given that they are valued,
Right.
like right.
Yeah.
So then like what gives an individual the opportunity to start like advancing towards being an individual that is
Already up there.
not already up there, but essentially working and making his way up there, whatever up there.
Has surpassed you, but on the same,
No.
the same level.
No.
Have they surpassed you?
Opportunity to eventually start working, to eventually be an individual that is working. You know what I mean?
Right.
So opportunity onto that end, and once you start working, then you're making it.
Right.
Once you are starting to work, you're making it.
Right.
Is that straightforward? Like once you're starting to work, you're making it. But what gives an individual the opportunity to be an individual that is starting to work and essentially working?
To compete with somebody else.
I don't think a competition has.
You
Has to-
you don't want to use sense of, you don't want to use competition.
because of sinful nature, people can be competitive, right?
Right.
There can be a rivalry. Like someone sees you doing well, all of a sudden, what did you why did you do that to me? Probably because I have a rivalry against you.
You got a strong rivalry going on here, man.
Why did Gary choose Squirtle when you chose Charmander?
Man. But no, that is a good dude.
Oh man.
That's why I like having these conversations with you,
Yeah.
because it makes so much sense, and you almost don't hear about it out there anymore, because
Yeah.
people just don't take the initiative to simply think of stuff like this that goes around. There's literally a sense of competition, but you gotta look at the sense of the sinful nature of a human being. Knock somebody's ladder right underneath them, creating a rivalry, But if that sense of opportunity present itself to a person,
Well, does the opportunity present itself, or does the opportunity I guess the opportunity presents itself, but not to anyone, right? But someone that conducts his life that merits opportunity to present itself before that person.
well, I think there's two things. There's a saying that opportunity knocks. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Opportunity knocks.
All right.
And there's a saying, I think also, I could be wrong about this.
Uh-huh.
Opportunity knocks in front of doors that only, you know, whoever would open it, or in a sense, opportunity knocks to whoever's able to whoever's. It almost is like it chooses people or a person. You know, I think there's that saying. I could be wrong about that, but the saying of opportunity knocks, there's that. You know, opportunity knocks, and you have to take advantage of it. You have to, you know, when it calls, you have to answer. There's also the saying of opportunity knocks to certain individual in that kind of sense. In that. So you wouldn't. I see what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. You know, it's like it almost, does it choose the person, or is it just a free will? You know what I mean? Is it just
maybe opportunity is a reward that someone's given because they're making good decisions.
There is that.
Yeah. Like if you're making crappy decisions, like opportunities like F you, you know? But then like if you're making like good decisions, considering like, you know, like you're looking out for the next man, or you're trying to help the community.
Right.
Or whatever.
Trying to better your kids' lives.
Like you have good reasons, good motivations.
Putting your kids in school,
a good
education.
A good mindset. And then opportunity knocks. And then when it knocks, it's a question of, will you open the door?
Right.
Are you gonna be, maybe you're skeptical about who's knocking. And maybe that could be a good thing.
That could be it.
But then, you know, it's a question of like faith, really. It's a question of faith, hope, and love. And
it literally comes.
Like, if you don't have those things,
right.
Maybe the very thing that's holding you back is yourself, because of the doubt, because of the fear.
If you lose one of those.
Yeah, like opportunity knocks. How are you gonna open the door if you don't have faith? If you don't have hope?
If you don't have love.
Yeah.
How is opportunity gonna come down to you if you say, "Hey, I'm opportunity, man. You don't love me." You know, or
if you don't have love in you, like
for what you do.
Yeah. Well, why would you open any door? You know.
It is a very, very amazing subject to talk about. Opportunity. It doesn't just present itself to anybody, but it does present itself to the world out there. You know, anybody. We're in the land of opportunity. You know what I mean?
And so it's like, so America titled the land of opportunity.
Right.
So if it's the land of opportunity, why is it so hard for us to find work? Because once we're starting to work, we're making it.
Right.
You know, we
Right.
just have to start working.
Right.
And then we're pretty much already made it if we're
Right.
making it. You know what I mean?
Right. In a sense, yeah.
Yeah. So like, but then like, why aren't we making it?
Right.
Why aren't we made? You know what I mean? So why is it so difficult?
Why is there's that sense of difficultness of there is that when you look at.
So is America really a land of opportunity?
It is. It is. That I think it is. I think if you ask me that question broadly, I would answer you simply yes, because in every corner that you turn, in everything that you want to do in life, you can literally achieve it here. You know what I mean? Anything that you want. Education is basically free. It's almost free, you know, to an extent. But when you think of something like that, if you want to accomplish anything that you want to accomplish in life, you bring up that conversation of um, where would you get the opportunity to be able to do so? America comes to mind, and if you hear it, you literally know that, and if you from here, you literally that answer would not be that difficult to answer, you know. Um, but yet again, there is that of the sense of difficultness, something as simple as finding a job. You know what I mean? Why does it get at times so difficult to simply find a job? Is it the sense of opportunity that may be hindering?
So
You would ask that question.
let's break it down. Let's break it down, right?
Yeah.
So who are you going to for the job, right? Maybe the person is not looking to hire, right? And also, are you a person that can get the job?
Are you qualified for it?
So who are you left? And what is your means to approaching
What are your?
so like
You almost asked what are your credentials?
so I want to make a distinction between work, role, and a job, right?
Right.
I want to make a distinction between work, roles, and a job, right?
Right. Work, role, job.
Yeah.
The three different distinctions.
I'm not gonna really define it. It's like I'm kind of being ambiguous,
Okay.
but there's like a biblical saying, right?
Right.
A worker is due his wages, right?
Right.
He who does not work should not eat, right?
Suffers from this. I think there's a saying. Yeah, there's a saying. Suffers from his labors or something like that. Yeah.
So it's like hands down, like you should be working, right? And if you're working,
Yeah.
you're
Job.
getting so in like a good predicament, in a good circumstance, in a good context.
In a good context.
If you are working,
Yeah.
you
job.
are getting a wages. You are getting wages.
Right.
If you are working, you are getting wages. But
Okay.
a couple things, right?
Uh-huh.
People are not working, so they're not getting wages. Or people that are not working and getting wages. Or people are working and getting wages, and people are working and not getting wages. So like half of it is justice, half of it is injustice. And also like the ethics behind how demanding you ought to be and stuff like that. Well, anyway.
Well.
So. All right, like I think that the picture is unraveling.
No. It makes good context sense because that is stuff that's out there.
Like it's like an injustice. We're struggling with an injustice considering work.
That is very much out there.
Yeah.
People that are working but not getting
Paid.
the proper amount of wages.
And then also if you're not contributing value productively,
Right.
you can't really say that you're working.
Yeah.
So then if you're not working, you can't be complaining about
Right.
not getting wages.
You can't. You just can't.
Yeah, but
You're
so
not
it's like
producing.
so like it's like a whole conundrum of injustice when it comes to work.
Yeah.
Being too demanding, not being paid enough, working overtime, not wanting to work overtime because you're not getting paid enough.
Was that a sense of rhyme that I was hearing coming out? Damn it, man. MJ, you just got the swag into it. He had to put the swag into it. He had to put the rhythm into it for a second. It is almost
So it's not a question of like work per se. It's not a question of where's the work, but where's the justice when it comes to work.
that's the justification.
I
into it.
think under the underlying like question is that, you know, like and like I think in a world where a lot of people are just looking out for themselves, like who cares about justice? Who cares about
Dog eat dog world, man.
who cares about the injustice? So then I guess
Again, this is a wonderful topic of conversation that we would love to have in a different segment one day. Just expand on it.
how much
It can be. That's what I think. I think this is it's such a fundamental topic of conversation. You know, look at the stuff that it creates. It creates just this huge sense of conversation. You know, workers' comp. That simple factor, just that. It just creates just this huge conversation that everybody would love to jump into. Nobody want to be left behind, be left in the bandwagon. You know, it's
and I think, you know, it's like less of like what role you should be put in, what jobs are out there. It's a question of like, how do we start working, and how do we start getting the compensation that we are due because we're working. Maybe it's ambiguous to us what it really means to us. Maybe we don't have the character development in order to be someone that is working, you know?
that'll be a detrimental thing to somebody, man.
And maybe we're asking these questions because opportunity has not knocked on our door yet.
Man, there is that, dude. Let me elaborate on that for a second.
Yeah.
Opportunity. It can be the individuals out there that just feel like opportunity just doesn't show up on their footsteps, man.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen to them, and it is literally true out there. The individuals that just open doors after doors after doors after doors, and nothing happens. You know what I mean? It can be very, very frustrating. It's a very unfortunate issue. People that just go through that just don't get much opportunities at all. They don't. And
So maybe we should end the video in an open note by asking the question, what do we need to do to have opportunity knock on the door? And when the opportunity knocks on the door, what does it take for us to seize that opportunity, to open the door when the opportunity knocks? But
it's a very good question. That yeah, I think people can actually ask, you know, put themselves out there to be able to ask that question.
yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're in a tight spot, you know.
Because you put the work in, you know, like
Yeah.
you put
You
the
put the
work.
work in.
You already made it because you're bound to make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so,
But
you know,
do you get the proper opportunity that you're looking for? That
maybe like
should opportunity be coming to you more often?
yeah, it's like maybe the opportunity is not there yet because we're not ready for the opportunity.
Right.
Because there are things we need to work on, you know. So then it's a question of. It's not a question of how do we get there. It's a question of like what we need to do to get there, and maybe like the answers are not that clear initially, you know.
Because
Or-
at times
or-
people
or-
People just thinking about how to get there.
or the answers, we will never see the full picture. Maybe we'll never see the full picture. But then, like, how do we take those next steps? Even though, like, we don't see the full picture. And I want to leave you with this. We might speak more, but I want to leave you with this.
Okay. We definitely will. I would love to chop it up on this topic again. Faith, hope, and love. The three big bullet points
Yeah.
of humanity, huh?
Leave you with this, and with my prayer that,
Indeed.
with my prayer that,
Indeed.
with my prayer that
That we'll all inhale those three words as a humanity, as a human race, as you'd say. But that is a definite realism spoken, man. That is true. If we have faith, hope, and love in us, and a constant consistency, life could have a different, view, a different perspective.
like faith gives us the means, hope gives us the
Hold
strength,
strong.
hope gives us the strength, and love gives us the reason.
The reason, yeah.
Without the means, without the strength, and without the reason, even if opportunity knocks on the door, we're not gonna open the door. So before you ask for opportunity, maybe you should consider, like, do you have faith? Do you have hope?
You have enough love in you.
Do you have enough love in you?
We appreciate you guys, man. We're trying to think of a phrase, to end the segments with. But to then, when we come up with a good one, it's probably going to be probably in the next one, I think, the next segment. But oh yeah, I was thinking about it. I forgot to have mentioned it. This was earlier during the shout outs. This was specifically shout out to DC again, for all the viewers that were in here in DC. We wanted to give out a specific shout out to DC. All love, DMV, baby. I didn't want to leave that out. Didn't know if majority of the viewers that viewed were from DC, but regardless of that, if it was, a huge shout out, huge love to DC, huge love to DMV. Decided to put that out there, but yeah, man.
And we wouldn't be making videos if it wasn't for
y'all, man. Appreciate y'all input.
And hopefully we're received well. Hopefully you appreciate.
Thanks for the support for the first one. Huge thank you.
I mean, like, we got a lot of views in a lot of the shorts I made, and like we got like a couple of views on the actual video we made.
Yeah.
But we really want to know, like, the impact the videos are giving you. Like, how are you reacting? Like, how does
We just hoping that it gives a good impact. If it is giving a good
contributes.
impact,
Yeah. Good impact contributes something significantly, and that
significant.
you feel that way, and like that you appreciate.
At least some
Well-
kind of insight on it. If you have any kind of insight on it, that right there is just, that and did it, for us probably. If you have any kind of insight on the segments, the people that left those comments couldn't say thank you enough, because that's the goal. You know what I mean? That's the whole point. What's the mind without it, functioning or working? And you put something out there like that, people are gonna, people having interest, people having, inputs, your thoughts, your suggestions, that just makes it worthwhile.
Yeah.
But thank y'all, man.